women should be treated for how they're different. Um, you know, there should be an identification of this is a woman. This is how it's appropriate to treat this type of human being. And chivalry, I'm honestly of a mind that chivalry gets it right. And it's not just chivalry, it's etiquette. And when you behave according to etiquette, it's a more civilized manner of behavior. There's no bully behavior. Bullies are, if you're in the context of etiquette and there's a bully in your environment, you get him out of the environment. It's inappropriate. It's unpleasant for those of which to whom you present a good time. And if you're presenting a good time, or if you're just there observing and being part of the company, and this bully comes into, you're going to present your case. You want him out of the environment that you're in. And if you are according to etiquette within your evening, there's not really going to be any negativity in your dialogue. There's not going to be any negativity in your behavior, in your mannerisms, in your body language, because it's undesirable. And that is why I want to be a fine modern gentleman, because if I could be a modern gentleman, then I wouldn't be dated. And that's not as important as being a gentleman. As a Christian, I should be gentle. I should be, appropriate. I should have a firm hand in a relationship with a woman. And I should be a gentle man about my firmness. And, it's appropriate to, and it's not really about, pursuing a relationship with a woman. It's about pursuing a good time, a good moment with your company. And I'm not old fashioned. I'm not. I'm a modern day Christian. I'm a Catholic existentialist. And I don't care about, how I look in terms of modern or old fashioned, as much as I care about looking like a decent human being and spreading that around. That energy of decency, spreading that around. That hasn't died. Chivalry has died. Etiquette towards a woman has died. But decency of a human being, we all want to be decent human beings. We all want to be liked by other human beings. And that requires decency in the sense of, would there be decency or not? There would be decency. And I think that, treating a woman with decency is better than treating her without decency, because, there's karma, there's judge not lest ye be judged, there's all these religious sentiments that if you are a bad person, you will receive bad energy into your life. And so that's bad. The other thing that's bad is if you are mean to a person, that affects your spirit. You have to make the decision, step away from being liked and being decent, and step into getting what you want by way of aggression or abuse. And it's not pleasant. We know as people what's pleasant and what's not pleasant for us as people. And it's not pleasant for someone to be rude or obtuse or offensive. That's not desirable to have in the company. If he can get away with it, he gets away with it and it's done. He's successful. Okay, fine. But moving forward into the future, what kind of environment do we prefer? And that is an environment of decency, like-mindedness. And unless you're a bully, then if you're a bully and you're watching this, I don't care about you. And, you can suffer the consequences of your own actions. You're not my demographic. I'm not trying to please you. But if you're not a bully, then we understand that decency should be the norm. That it's just decent, and I'm not saying that people are indecent if they're not bullies and they're just, lazy or whatever. That's fine. You don't want to be proper because it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. That's fine. But there's still going to be, in a town where etiquette is a joke and the common man is plain speaking, this kind of a thing, is that there's still going to be decency. There's still going to be righteousness and our awareness of righteousness. And there's still going to be awareness of what are we like as a community and how do we fit into the community. As a human being, you want to fit into your community. That's just our nature. We socialize. We thrive. Our spirits thrive when we're in good company, and we come to life that way. And we like to tell people about our feelings, and we like to receive feedback about our feelings as to how they're popular, how they're unpopular, whatever we're feeling, and we're relating to other people and we're getting along with other people. That's great. And I think women deserve more respect than they're getting. And just because chivalry's dead doesn't mean the door's open for offensive behavior. Because I think women accept that chivalry is dead. I've accepted it myself. And I think that, in general, more of the women in my community have accepted chivalry is dead. Pretty much all of them. Honestly, in my community, it's a truth. Is that chivalry is dead. Okay? That doesn't mean decency is dead. Human decency is not dead. And women deserve to be identified for who they are and celebrated for their differences. Because when you do that, it's fertile ground. It's fertile, and fruit grows up from the ground, and you're like, oh, you're a woman, you're good at this, you're good at that, and you're better at this than I am, and when you do this, it makes me feel complete. And just identifying the person for what they are, who they are. It's a woman, she's different, she's weaker, okay? That's fine. She's prettier, or she's a better listener, and she'll listen to your feelings. If you don't want to be emotionally available, she'll run at your pace, and that's beautiful. And I think that decency should be more prominent, at least in the community that I live in, than it is. And it's not, but I still try to be as decent as I can get away with being. In the same way the bully tries to be offensive as he can be, I try to be as decent as I can be. And what else is one man gonna do besides make these videos about respect? And respect's a beautiful context, but it's just not there anymore. It's just not. And offensive behavior is in. And emotional dialogue is in. And it's not really about good emotions. It's about it's well, this is about the decency of women and how it's different than the decency of men. And the decency of women, they do what they do. They're beautiful. They're lovely creatures. That's great. And men do what they do, and that can be great too, as long as we recognize that offensive behavior is offensive and it's undesirable, and we figure out other ways to interact and get what we want is fine. If you go onto the scene with an agenda, that's fine. Just don't be offensive. Just don't be offensive. Don't step on anyone's toes. Don't be obtuse. And I think women should be treated with decency, maybe more decency than they're treated with now. And I'm aware that offensive behavior is bad.